Yes, as the title suggests, I'm drawing Baby Huey today. This might end up being a shorter episode than usual because I'm drawing one character, and Baby Huey is not only easy to draw. Well, I mean, nothing's easy, but he's very fun to draw. It's so fun. It's like it doesn't take a lot of time. But a few things that I kind of want to get out of the way. For those of you who are vintage game console collectors, this right here is a Sega Game Gear. You're probably wondering, wow, I didn't know they came in yellow. Well, they are a Japanese exclusive. Now, I have two Japanese Game Gears. This one works better than the other. The other one is a red one. I think it might be a bootleg only because when I bought it, it came with different battery covers. But, it's whatever. These things are expensive, but they work better than their American counterparts. I won't do a demonstration because this is Drezen Draws, not Drezen Plays. Despite the fact that, this isn't so much work for me, it's play. Also, today, give me a second. I knew I was unprepared with something. So just bear with me as I switch to the other screen. And I don't know if we need this here. Today marks the re-release of the Lucky-Zilla classic cartoon Atomics. It has been restored and remastered in HD and, get this, 4K. Now, mind you, this cartoon was made in 2004 using some very low-end stuff, specifically MGI Video Wave 4 and, Microsoft Paint. So, yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say about that there. So I'm going to put a link in the comments for those of you who would like to see it. But it's there. It's there. I'm very excited about it. I made Atomics 16 years ago. And it, for a while, looking back, I thought it was kind of inferior to its follow-up, All in a Day's Work, which is also going through a similar restoration process. But All in a Day's Work utilized much better animation than what appears in Atomics. But Atomics is very important because it's really like my first modern cartoon. I wasn't imitating what I had seen in classic animation as much. I was just doing my own thing. But it seems kind of ironic that I start talking about that when we're about to depict a character from the golden age of animation. Allergies. So, let's see. The animation studio, Famous Studios, which was the cartoon department at Paramount Pictures from the early 40s until the 1960s, was kind of looked at as a bottom of the barrel, like a poverty row animation studio. They didn't make a lot of great cartoons, but they did make some gems. But what was interesting about Famous, as opposed to the forerunner Fleischers didn't really have, original character creations, which Famous did. And much of those characters ended up being adapted into comic books and sold to some kind of, I guess, intermediary called Harvey Comics. And they too also had their own original characters. Just to give you an idea of Harvey Comics characters, you've got Baby Huey, of course, who we're going to be showing off today. You have Richie Rich. You have Casper the Friendly Ghost. You have Herman and Catnip. I believe you have Buzzy the Crow. Thad Komorowski, if you happen to be watching this, please correct me. As Thad Komorowski and Bob Jakes do a podcast called Cartoon Logic. I highly recommend supporting them. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I really should be getting these links in place before I do the show, right? But their podcast is bi-weekly. It's in the comments. These guys really do their homework, and it's not like they try to jam it down your throat like, this is it, this is what it is because I say so. This is just what they've been able to find out through extensive research. For those of you who don't know the name Thad Komorowski, he wrote a book called Sick Little Monkeys, which was the unauthorized Ren and Stimpy story, where he interviewed everyone but John Kay because John Kay is a jerk. He should be in prison, but we're not even going to go into that. Baby Huey was introduced in 1949 in the famous studio's Noveltoon series. And he was featured in, I don't know, 26 or so cartoons, maybe more. I forget exactly. But the character seemed popular enough to have been revived in the early 90s, which I watched growing up, and which was directed and produced by Bob Jakes, who, of course, is half of the Cartoon Logic podcast team. And a story that Bob told on their podcast, which really just blew my mind, is the fact that they not only revived Baby Huey, who, when you look at any other cartoon character, especially Popeye, who has been revived so many times. I mean, of all things, Baby Huey. I mean, I'm glad because I love Baby Huey. I think he's such a great character. Some look at him as a stereotype against fat people, although I think he seems to be more body positive than most will give him credit for. But you know, for that character to be revived, and not just that, but to have the original voice actor who was in his 80s at the time, you know, supply the voice for that show, which only lasted one season, unfortunately. But I have fond memories of it. I think it was a great show, done with so much love for the original cartoons. I need a drink of water. And I know I'm talking a lot right now, and it's probably boring, and I haven't even gotten my damn music yet. So unprepared. It's like you almost think that I'm stalling just to build up a runtime. Goddamn allergies. Okay. Alright, so let's draw some Baby Huey. And then later in the show, unless I I don't think I'll forget now. what am I gonna have him doing? That's the thing. What to have Huey doing? First and foremost, let's do a warm-up drawing of the dude. Let's also group that so that this way, you know. Let's look at this model sheet that I got here. I'm going to push these to the side and hopefully not forget about them because I have a horrible short-term memory. Alright, so what do we got here? And of course, I start drawing, and it's time for me to turn off the hose. Actually, don't. Yeah, that could work. So, yeah, bear with me, folks. I am so sorry. Just have to make sure this gets done. Enjoy the music. You're on guard, kid. Oh boy. And there's still 80. Good. Alright. So, I mean, let's really look at this now. That is kind of a bean and a watermelon of sorts. It was actually a live-action Baby Huey film that was made. It was direct-to-video, came out I think in '94. So this is roughly the same time as the TV show revival. I think Kevin Schreck knows more about it, and Kev, if you're watching this or whatever, feel free to chime in. I think he's obsessed with that movie because of just how bad it is or how underrated it is. It's Baby Huey's Great Easter Adventure. You know, if Baby Huey is a baby, why does he have these thick-ass eyebrows? Babies don't have eyebrows, to the best of my knowledge. I think in the early days they sort of treated him as kind of a big, dumb, oafish character, but that's not what I see in Baby Huey, which makes me like him so much. He's just such a good-hearted character that doesn't know his own strength, but is just trying to be good to everyone around him, even if they don't understand him, which they often don't. See, bow ties are usually a big pain in the butt for me to draw. Sometimes you gotta draw, just trace, just to get the concept. Yeah, there we go. It's like drawing elephant ears, but yeah, there we go. And this is just a warm-up, because quite honestly, I still don't know what I'm going to have this dude doing yet. So I just want to at least elephant ears, Drezen. That's what you're doing. Elephant ears. He's got somewhat of a Mo Howard type bowl cut. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. Yeah. I love this guy. Such a fun character. He's just so full of happiness. Alright. Let's see. What are we going to have this guy do? Let me see if I can find a pose, because this is why I pulled out this this book. It's a colossal collection of action poses, and it's certainly age appropriate for young kids who are learning to draw, and you don't have to worry about them looking at naked pictures, which is always a good thing. Let's see. Weapons. No, we don't want weapons. 204. Oh wow. Okay, maybe this book isn't entirely age appropriate. crouching, flying. Huey doesn't fly. Jumping. Of course, I go into tracing here, which I do recommend tracing over public domain photos or photos of yourself to help learn your anatomy. I mean, if you're tracing over photos that aren't yours, you don't give credit or any of that garbage, then, well, you know, that's not nice. Just keep it simple. Alright. Now, I'll go back and finish drawing this version, just so that, you know, I get a feel for the character. I've actually drawn Baby Huey before. This isn't my first time drawing him. I just didn't draw him in show because I actually, I think at the time that I did that drawing, Drezen Draws wasn't even a thing yet. It was still in the prototype stage, under the title Rich Drezen Draws Stuff or whatever. And also, going live was still in its infancy. I didn't know about open broadcast software until, let me see, at least late 2016. He's got these Popeye type arms. I'm trying to think. I believe the artist credited with the creation of Huey was Marty Taris, who was an animator on the Popeye cartoons of the late 1940s and early 1950s. Though it's not entirely clear to me to this day. There's an expression, I forget who said it, but I know Thad mentioned it on the podcast. Success has many fathers, and failure is an orphan. So, there you go. So I'm going to leave him here. You know, whenever I say that this is going to be a short episode, I lied. it's farting on me now. He's gotta have webbed feet. Webbed feet, just like regular feet, can be a real challenge to draw. I'm not gonna have him wearing a mask. Really. I don't want to do anything right now to commemorate COVID in any way, shape, or form. Oh, look at this. Hopefully this... Bear with me for a second, people. Okay. Back again. Okay. Let me just rewind so that you can see what I was drawing. So I realized I didn't have the thing on the camera. Yeah, this is why you rough things out. So I don't see a lot of younger art students doing this. It's like they'll rough. They won't rough the shapes out before they start doing the final, and that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. I admit I didn't start doing it until I was in my late 20s. But when you do animation, which is a very labor-intensive craft, you know, you have to rough things out to make sure that they work before you commit all the time that it's going to take you to actually finish the thing. Okay, we're gonna put this guy off to the side. We don't really need this one, and I don't think we need this model sheet anymore. We're gonna keep these around for like color and such. We're not even gonna keep that. We're gonna. I said this was going to be a short episode again, but I lied. Yeah, before when I stepped away, a friend of mine sent me something, and I'm not going to say what, because I'm not legally allowed to say, but it sounded pretty awesome. So if you're watching this, whoever you are, that was what you shared with me was incredible. If I can share more information about it, I will when the time is right. But for now, I'll just finish up baby Huey. all baby characters have eyelashes. It's like an unwritten rule of cartooning. For some stupid reason. I don't know why. It's a cute thing. Now I kind of know how to draw bow ties. I'm drawing baby Huey. But as the title suggests, baby Huey just because. I did an episode 75, I believe it was, where I had him as a candidate and not enough people voted for him. I mean, I could have gone back to that one and done a mashup of famous studios cartoon characters with like Beavis and Butthead, and maybe have Beavis and Butthead being a bad influence on baby Huey, and he starts like graffitiing the barn with some like heavy metal phrases or whatever Beavis and Butthead would have Huey doing. I don't know, just you know, it's bad enough that that some kids these days have really bad influences. Like, I mean, we've all had that one friend who is always constantly getting in trouble, and not necessarily, you know, something that was like breaking the law, but someone that, you know, just drive the teachers nuts. And some of us relate more to that than others because we were that kid. I wasn't. I was, I don't know, I was the nice guy. Nowadays, I'm not so nice. Nowadays, I almost don't want to be around people. It's one of the reasons why I've kind of strayed away from customer service jobs. I got an interview tomorrow, and hopefully that'll go well, because I need to get myself back to work, because I'll be honest, I love doing this. It's not making me money. I don't treat it as a hobby because I've been doing this for far too long. You know, I consider it my second life. But at the same time, you know, if I make money at it or not, I don't care, because I love to do it. I didn't think it was going to take me this long to draw baby Huey. But oh well. I did this to myself, didn't I? Oh, no. And I hate when this happens, because when you've got a good line going and then you have an interruption to try to match up what you missed with another stroke, it's almost better sometimes to just redraw the stupid line, which honestly, I don't want to do that. It's not that I'm lazy, it's just I don't like to make more work for myself. I had a boss not too long ago who, after I had just vacuumed the entire store, had, I'm gonna go to the front camera for this, had asked me to vacuum an entire area again because he didn't actually see me do it. And he had to actually see me do it in order for me to, like... I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, really? I did it again, and then I didn't speak to him for the rest of the day. It's just, you know, you gotta be kidding me. I'm sure you've had, whoever's watching, you might have had bosses that have done that. But if you work for those kind of people, get out. I mean, pandemic or no pandemic, you don't deserve to be treated like trash. Okay, we're just about all linked here. Okay. Let you guys get a good look at that. Music end. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. I gotta sign this. Good job, Bridge Drezen. You are bloating the runtime for no good reason. Okay. Now, as I had mentioned, there are some announcements. Of course, the usual. I am booking birthday parties and corporate events. If you like what you see here and would like me to spend some time with your kids showing them how to draw their favorite characters, or it doesn't have to be kids, it could be you and your friends, it could be your office, it could be any kind of special gathering, just message me for more details, or enter or fill out our questionnaire on DrezenMedia.com. We also got a board game, LuckyZilla the game. It's lots of fun, hours and hours of fun for children of all ages, and it's available on LuckyZilla.com as well. So, if you look at the title of this video, it is episode number 98. So, next Thursday will be our 99th episode. It'll be our first voting episode since, oh jeez, trying to think, when's the last time that, wow, episode 92 was the last time that that we did voting. I can't believe that. It's also, honestly, I've been very busy trying to get my little restoration projects out. I've also been unemployed for the past several months, and it's really weighing on me because New York State unemployment is impossible to get through to, and their system is so antiquated. I do not, if you're a New York State resident, I do not recommend using their phone system. If you're not computer literate, you might want to find a friend who can help you with that, and also contact your local or state representatives to try to get through to them, because they think they respond better that way for whatever reason. But sparing the politics, unemployment is overwhelmed with millions of cases right now. So to be sure that you get your money, wrestle with it as much as you can. Just do not waste your time on the phone, because the system will drop you. I can't speak for the other states, but I can speak for New York State. The 99th episode, which is scheduled to air next Thursday night, will be another Disney Princess episode. But even more importantly, I would like to share with you. Now, this is subject to change, only because there's maybe little hiccups that come about here and there. And I'm also just one person, so things happen. As much as I try to avoid those things happening. Now let's go back to the draw cam real quick. We are planning to air the 100th episode of Drezen Draws Saturday, August 8th, starting at 10 a.m. It's not our usual time, and I'm sure some of you would rather be at the beach than at home watching Drezen Draws. I know I would be. I am. I think you're the Drezen and you're trying to draw me. You might be right. Watch out for my pen. It's gonna draw a straitjacket around you, or a monster that's gonna chase you. I don't know, I've run out of jokes, but we're looking forward to the 100th episode, and I don't want you to think that I haven't had voting episodes because I'm trying to discontinue the show, but I just have so much going on, and for me to just distract myself with things that that aren't the most pertinent projects, such as the restorations, Lucky-Zilla number 20, because Lucky-Zilla number 19 is a compilation of earlier strips, and I mean that's practically already done. It's just got to go to press. There is, let's see, there's more Lucky strips to do. I have done 4 story strips for the Lucky strip this year. That has never been done in the strip's 5-year history. But the reason why those strips have been published as strips and not as books is because, well, it was either publish, story strips, keep the thing going, and, publish earlier material, since I don't think I'm ever going to do a full trade paperback of all the strips, because if the strip keeps going, that means more and more material that I have to compile, and I would rather just compile a selection of it rather than everything, because one, some of the stuff is very dated and it's a waste of time, and I don't expect everyone to get it, so I would rather, I did something before the 2016 election. It's dated, it's there, it's that day before. And I got to a point where it's just like, I never want to reprint this strip. There's also a handful of others that are just throwaways. I don't want to publish that either. You can find them on the site if you really want to read them. I'm not going to say which ones they are, but, hey, and it's not like, I've published anything that I thought was a big mistake, like I can't believe I published that thing. Hey, you live and you learn. But staying on track, I've been hit hard because of COVID. Almost all of us have been affected by COVID in some way. So, with that being said, I'm just doing the best I can with what I've got, and most importantly, playing to my strengths and building on them. I am happy to report that I was recently tested for both COVID and COVID antibodies. By some miracle, I came back negative to both. And being that I have a crap ton of allergies, I am amazed. I am absolutely amazed. I was exposed to the virus multiple times. And I was sick for a little over a week with what I thought was leading up to it, but that seemed to pass, which was good. But I guess my immune system is a great deal more robust than I give it credit for. But sticking with the non-voting, because I can't believe I got so far off track with that. I would rather, just kind of, sort of not overwhelm myself with all the other stuff that I need to do, that I want to do, and really just harness all that energy for episode 100. Because the plan for episode 100 is to do an all-day Drezen Draws. Yes, Kelly Gordon, if you don't watch this episode, I'm going to be so mad at you. The most characters I've ever drawn on a single episode of Drezen Draws is 5. Because the theme of the episode is about diversity. I decided to employ the alphabet to try to keep the show going. So there are 26 letters in the alphabet. The plan is to draw one character for each letter of the alphabet from A to Z. So that would mean I'm attempting to draw 26 different characters in one episode. I'm not kidding when I say this could be an all-day thing. It could be a 4-hour show, it could be an 8-hour show, it could be a 10 or 11-hour show. There will be intermissions, but we will go into more detail on the next episode. But mark your calendars. Unless you hear anything different from me come mid-next week, the 100th episode is August 8th. Saturday, August 8th, 2020, starting at 10 a.m. And it's on this page. So, with that being said, I've gone way too long. Started this episode a mile a minute, just blabbing, and now I'm gonna shut up, stay Drawsome, that's it. Episode over.